Let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? You look decent, you're not a bad guy, you treat her well, but somehow she still doesn't see you the way you want her to? Like there's no spark, no tension. She's friendly, but that's it, just friendly. And you can't figure out why. Here's what I'm going to tell you that most guys aren't ready to hear. It's not what you're not doing, it's what you are doing. Every single day, without realizing it. There are habits, quiet, invisible habits that slowly drain every ounce of respect a woman could have for you. Not dramatically, not all at once, just slowly, like a leak you can't find until the whole thing is empty. And the scary part? Most of these things feel completely normal. They feel harmless. They feel like just being nice, just being real, just being yourself. But they're not harmless. They're killing your attractiveness one moment at a time. So today, I'm laying out 7 things you're probably doing every single day that make women lose respect for you. No fluff, no softening it, just the truth. Let's get into it. Number 1, you make yourself too available. And I don't just mean texting back fast. I mean you rearrange your entire day around her. She mentions she's bored, you drop what you're doing. She wants to talk, you cancel your plans. She needs something, you're already there before she finishes the sentence. Bro, listen, on the surface, this looks like dedication. It looks like effort. But what it actually communicates is that you have nothing going on, that your time has no weight, that she is the most important thing in your world and everything else is secondary. And here's the brutal truth about that. Women are not attracted to men who orbit them. They're attracted to men who have their own gravity. When you're always available, you remove the one thing that makes her curious about you. You remove the mystery of wondering where you are and what you're doing. You hand her the answer before she even asks the question. Have a life. Have your own schedule. Have things that matter to you more than being her on-call companion. When you're genuinely busy, when you reply when you're actually free, when you show up because you chose to and not because you had nothing else to do, that energy is completely different. She feels it, and she respects it. Number 2, you laugh at everything she says. Now, I know this sounds small, but pay attention next time you're around a girl you like. Do you laugh more than usual? Do you find everything funnier than it actually is? Do you smile extra hard just to keep the vibe positive? Most guys do this. It feels natural in the moment, but what it looks like from the outside is someone performing, someone who is working very hard to be liked. And performing to be liked is the opposite of confidence. Confidence doesn't need to laugh at every joke. Confidence is comfortable sitting in a moment without filling it. The guy who genuinely chuckles when something is actually funny, who stays straight-faced when it isn't, who isn't afraid of a quiet moment, that guy reads as real, and real is attractive. So next time you catch yourself laughing too hard at something that wasn't that funny, just relax. You don't have to perform. You're allowed to just exist in the conversation without working for her approval every 10 seconds. Number 3, you explain yourself when nobody asked. She says something that you could interpret 2 ways. You immediately jump in. Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying because actually what I meant was, or she seems a little quiet and you panic. Did I say something wrong? I feel like you're upset. I just want to make sure we're good. Bro, stop. Over-explaining is one of the fastest ways to look insecure. Because when you explain yourself without being asked, what you're really saying is, I'm scared you think badly of me. And that fear, that constant need to make sure she's not misreading you, that's not a small thing. Women pick up on that instantly. It signals that your emotional stability is tied to her perception of you, and that's exhausting to be around. Say what you mean. Own it. If she misunderstands, let her ask. If she seems off, let her come to you. You don't need to manage her emotions about you. The man who speaks and stands behind what he said without running after it with a 10-sentence clarification, that's the man she trusts. Number 4, you have no opinion on anything. Where do you want to eat? I don't know, wherever you want. What movie should we watch? Whatever you're in the mood for. What do you think about this? I mean, I guess both sides have a point. Bro, having no opinion isn't being easygoing. It's being invisible. Women don't want to make every decision.
They want to feel like they're with a man who has a point of view, who knows what he wants, who is willing to say, actually, let's do this, and mean it. When you have no preferences, no opinions, no positions on anything, you become forgettable. You blend into the background because there's nothing to push against, nothing to engage with, nothing that makes her feel like she's talking to a real person with a real inner world. Start having opinions, even small ones. She asks where to eat? Pick a place. She asks what you think? Tell her what you actually think. She disagrees? Hold your ground calmly. That friction, that realness, that's what creates spark. You can't have chemistry with a mirror. Number 5. You talk about yourself to impress her. You start listing your achievements, your job, your goals, what you're working on, where you've been, what you've done, and you're doing it because somewhere in your head, you believe that if she just knows how much value you have, she'll be attracted to you. But here's what's actually happening. She's hearing someone who needs to be impressive, and needing to be impressive is not impressive. The man who is genuinely doing things doesn't feel the need to announce them. He's too busy living them. Real attraction isn't built by a resume. It's built in the way you listen, the way you carry yourself, the way you make her feel in the conversation, not what credentials you can lay on the table. Next time you feel that urge to flex, swap it. Ask her something instead. Get curious about her world. Be the man who's interested, not the man who needs to be interesting. Ironically, that's what makes you interesting. Number 6. You tolerate disrespect to avoid conflict. She's late and doesn't acknowledge it. She cancels last minute with a weak excuse. She snaps at you and you just let it go to keep the peace. She says something dismissive and you laugh it off. Every time you do this, you are training her on how to treat you. And the lesson you're teaching is, I will accept this. There are no boundaries here. You can do whatever you want and I'll still be around. This is not kindness. This is not being a good guy. This is losing respect in real time. Because women can only be attracted to men they respect, and it's impossible to respect someone who respects themselves so little that they absorb disrespect without a word. You don't have to be aggressive, you don't have to start a fight, but you do have to say something, calmly, clearly, once. Example, she's regularly late. You don't blow up, you just say, hey, if we're meeting up, I need you to be on time or let me know ahead. That's just how I work. Simple, calm, non-negotiable. That one moment of quiet firmness does more for attraction than 100 nice gestures. Number 7. This is the one that stings the most. You stopped growing. You're comfortable, you've got your routine. You wake up, you do the same things, you see the same people, you have the same conversations. Nothing's expanding, nothing's being challenged, nothing's moving. And women feel this. Not because they're scanning for your goals, but because energy tells the truth. A man who is actively growing has a different presence than a man who is standing still. There's an aliveness to him, a direction, something to talk about, something to look forward to, something that pulls him forward. When you stop growing, you stop being interesting, not just to women, but to yourself. And when you stop being interesting to yourself, nobody else finds you interesting either. Start something, pick a skill. Chase a goal, read, build, compete, not for her, for you, because a man who is becoming something is magnetic, not because of what he's achieved, but because of the energy of someone in motion. That's the energy that makes women want to be part of your story, not because you begged them, but because the story is worth joining. Here's the bottom line. Every single one of these 7 things comes from the same root, a man who doesn't fully believe in his own value. A man who is running on low confidence and making up for it with availability, over-explaining, people-pleasing, and stagnation. And I'm not saying that to hurt you. I'm saying it because the fix is simple. Not easy, but simple. Start choosing yourself. Start having opinions. Start protecting your time. Start growing. Start holding standards. Not as a strategy to attract women, but because you deserve to live like a man who has his life together. When that becomes real, when that becomes your actual identity and not a performance, you won't even have to think about any of this. Women will just feel the difference before you even say hello. Drop a comment if any of these hit close to home. Tell me which one you're working on. And if you want to know what a woman is actually feeling when she's around a man like this, when she's starting to catch feelings but won't say it, I broke that down in a full video. Go watch it. You'll see everything we just talked about from the other side.